on a cellular level, but so it is with our thoughts. Listen to this. There's something called internal conflict. And internal conflict suggests a struggle within oneself, a battle between different thoughts, feelings, or impulses. And that could be real or imagined. You ever have a thought in your mind about something that was going to happen and it never happened, but you feed on that? You notice your whole day can be ruined because of feeding on something that hasn't happened? Yeah, I mean, we all been there. I can only say it because I've gone through it. Oh, that what if? What if? No, let it go. No. And you know, this world says there are three forms of stress. One are things that are real or imagined. Number two, things that we need to take care of right away. And number three, things that are out of our control. Well, that first one, let's get rid of that first. How about this? Just as I said, things that are real or imagined. It hasn't even happened. It's not even in your midst. Best thing you could do in your mind, just say, stop it. It'll stop. You'll lose the thought. Now, that second one, things that we have to take care of right away. If you don't have food, if you don't have somewhere to live, well, we need to get busy with that, right? That's where striving come in. We need to strive to get that straightened out because we don't want to live outdoors and we certainly don't want to starve to death or die of thirst. We got to take care of that. And then there's that other one, things that are beyond our control. World events, a tornado, a hurricane. These are acts of God. As your insurance company will tell you, these are acts of God. We ain't got no control over that. Neither do we. So we don't worry about that. We leave that to Allah. We let him handle it. Y'all okay? Praise be to Allah. Let's move on. Now, these thoughts, the feelings, different thoughts and feelings or impulses, they lead to something, these internal battles, what they lead to is depression, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. You don't have to go and be in a war to get PTSD. If you live in Philadelphia, you got that. If you black, I know you got it. All the stuff that we've been going through for the last 470 years, I mean, where everything is against us. Everybody is against us. All the other races are against us. They love us when we can bring money to their establishments, but when it comes to us as a people, because of the stereotype and the propaganda that we see in the media about ourselves, everybody looks at us from a negative standpoint. Yet, there have been college students who've grown up in homes, white people, who have grown up in homes and went to college and had a black roommate. And they realized when they weren't home and had mama and daddy to comfort them, it was their black roommate who consoled them. And that became their best friend. And then they went home and they wanted to take their friend with them. They went home angry with their parents that you lied to me. You said all of them were bad. When in essence, we never had a chance to prove or disprove either because they were never in our midst very long. It was always what somebody else said about us that caused the world to dislike us. Y'all all right? Okay, let's walk on. So, when it comes to these disorders or what you have, depression, anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, this world's treatment for that are things that you probably heard of some of these. Prozac, Zoloft, Paxil, Celexa, Lexapro, Cymbalta. You think about that. They want to give you a pill to quell the things that are going on in your head, when in essence the pill is only a temporary fix, because after it wears off, you either have to take some more because you're going to go right back to where you were. It's like taking a drink, taking a smoke. After it wears off, you right back where you were, and then most times it's worse than what it was before you went into it. Well, so it is with these drugs, and the downside to taking these drugs is that they all have side effects. Some of these drugs, the side effects is suicide. Some of them is homicide, and some of them is death itself. It tells you when you get it, this will kill you if you don't take it right. And you know how our people are in the streets. They be like, no, it killed Nuck. He dead? He took what? He smoked what? Oh, he didn't know how to use it right. See, that's our rationale. Rather than say, wait a minute, I need to stay away from it. No, he didn't know how to use it right. Where can I get some of that? Y'all all right, family? That's where we are. But these drugs will do just that, because the number one dealers on the planet is the pharmaceutical industry. But the answer to all the aforementioned patent medication is prayer, belief in Allah, and listening to his man, his messenger in our midst. That's the solution. Because one of the things that we talk about in self-improvement, the basis for community development, we have an answer to. It's a formula that we have. It's 3 words. We have to self-examine, self-analyze, and in doing so, we self-correct. Well, what does that process do? It's like medicine, because it leads us into the oneness of Almighty God, Allah. That's what the minister said to us. That's what it does. Self-examination, self-analysis, self-correction. So if we're doing that on a regular basis, and I'm not looking at you and I'm not getting depressed because I don't have what you have, and I can't do what you do, I'm not getting pulled down into my own. See, here again, that's one of those real or imagined things. Of course, everybody do things in a different manner. Some are better at things than others. The minister said that he did that lecture, blessed is those who find their gift and are found doing it. See, if you sing well, I can't be mad at you for that. That's not my gift. Maybe I write well. Maybe we can collaborate. I can write for you and you can sing and we get a partnership going. But I don't want to look at you and say, because you can sing and I can't, or he think he's something, or she thinks she's something. No, we can't be like that, because we always got to put ourselves. See, that's stress on the brain. We're putting our own selves in a form of post-traumatic stress disorder, because we're looking at things that is out of our control. We have no control over nobody else's gift. So the minister said that generally our gift is generally what we do very well, and we do it with relative ease. That's our gift. So you all of you know what you do well in. If it's of righteousness, we all do negative stuff well. We had to put much work on that. We just go and knock it out. You know what? I'm gonna do it. But no, when it comes to doing right, and you do it with relative ease, and you love doing it, the minister said more times than often, that's your gift. So we work on that and we develop it. Y'all all right, family? Yes, sir. Praise be to Allah. But in order to combat that, in addition to what we have in the study guide, I'm going to save that part until our brother comes on. The Honorable Louis Farrakhan says in The Will of God, Part 1, he said Jesus, in his Sermon on the Mount, gave his disciples the Beatitudes. He wanted his disciples who were with him to work of redemption, to develop to beatitude. What he's saying, develop a mental posture that will support and encase his will, so that your will not be subject to the things that the world that comes to break your will. Y'all all right? That's powerful. One more thing. And he said, Jesus said, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Now, no man that is poor is blessed. I want you to get out of that, of that thought, that your poverty is a blessing. But those of you who are poor of the energy of life, poor in the control of yourself, poor in the will or development of the will, and the poor in submission to the will of God, for you, Jesus says, is the kingdom of heaven. For Allah God is going to give you someone that will give you all that you have been deprived of, that has made you poor, so that you will once again be rich indeed. Isn't that beautiful? So I close it with this. I was talking about the patent medicines. We don't need the patent medicines, because Allah gave us something through the Honorable Elijah Muhammad called the refuge prayer. And if we say this 7 times a day in addition to our other prayers, just on a cellular level, we build up. It says, "Oh Allah, I seek thy refuge from anxiety and from grief. And I seek thy refuge from lack of strength and laziness. And I seek thy refuge from cowardice and niggardliness. And I seek thy refuge from being overpowered by debt and the oppression of men. O Allah, suffice thou me with what is lawful, to keep me away from what is prohibited. And with thy grace, make me free of want of what is besides thee." Thank you, dear family, for the time you've allowed me to come before you. I pray that Allah will guide us into all success by his grace and his permission. Continue to hear the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.